Hi, my name is Ze'ev and I'm the founder of PureAudioProject, a provider of open baffle speakers since 2013. Few weeks ago I visited an amazing record store in Porto, Portugal, named 8mmRecords. At the shop, Luca, the owner, and we witnessed an episode with a customer that raised a question that is worth to be highlighted. And this is why original second-hand LPs sound different from the updated CDs or even LPs that were printed during the digital era. And before diving a little bit into this issue and exploring it, let's have Luca, whom I filmed, by the way, when at the shop, presenting 8mmRecords and telling us about this customer.
Hi Ze'ev. I started 8mmRecords around 20 years ago in Venice, Italy, and a few years after we moved to Porto, Portugal, where we operate a cozy record shop and an online operation serving mainly European customers. While trying to cover everything from major to cutting-edge audiophile products, we always try to keep in stock few copies of those releases that can get quickly out of print in order to save customers the so-called fear of missing them out. And regarding the story of the customer you mentioned, yes, I do remember him. He is one of our regular customers who also owns a very expensive high-end audio system. When we were here at the shop, he purchased a few records, some of which were the latest audiophile releases, but few were also old 70s second-hand disco music albums. What this customer says is that the CDs and the currently pressed LPs, they sound great, but when it comes to disco music specifically, if you want to feel the punch of the real disco sound, you need to go to the originals, to the second-hand.
Well, Luca, your customer definitely has a point. He sure feels there's more punch on his second-hand LPs. And why is this so? Many think that the sonic differences between LPs, CDs, and files are caused by the material. Vinyl versus beats on CDs and files. Well, this is not always the case. Yes, there are sonic differences caused by the material, but the main difference is what was the master that was used for this specific press. Now, in the 70s, the record companies and the mastering engineer knew that the music will be played on high-end systems and at parties. Disco is played at parties. You want to have the maximum dynamic range, so they didn't compromise and they didn't compress the music. So you could feel the punch. While when creating a master during the digital era, they knew that it will be played also in cars, for example, which was a huge market for CDs. Now, in a car, if you have a punch like you have in the old LPs, you'll end up turning the volume down and up all the time. It might blow your mind when a drum kicks. So what they did is they compressed the music so it will sound more even when driving in a car. So you won't need to play with the volume. It's annoying. So yes, there were advantages. The masters were cleaner, the resolution was refined, some touches were made, but most of them were compressed. And when you compress the music, you lose the punch. So when looking on different versions, the second-hand LPs pressed before the digital era, the CDs, files, or even LPs that were pressed during the digital era, which by the way were pressed from the digital masters and not necessarily from the original analog masters, look what was the mastering process on these presses. And yes, the old second-hand LPs might sound totally different from the newly remastered versions. It's all about the master. The other features are much more minor.